The band was formed right here in New York City more than 35 years ago. They're known for flamboyant outfits, elaborate showmanship, and a classic rock and roll sound. But this success story goes much deeper than face paint and flares. John Berman went on the town with Kiss.
We all might want to rock and roll all night, but what does it take to actually do it? In spandex and makeup for 35 years.
So how old are you now?
57.
You look good.
Not bad. Not bad. It's amazing what they can do with formaldehyde.
Backstage with Kiss before a sold-out show in Chicago, you begin to see the heavy lifting that has built these heavy metal icons.
Nobody wants to see a fat guy in tights, you know? I mean, let me hear you roar!
Yes, there is much more to Kiss than just the shrieks of frontman Paul Stanley or the blood spitting of bassist Jean Simmons.
How much work is the music part of it for you now?
Well, you know, the music has to come first. It really does. I mean, you know, you can have all the smoke bombs you want and all the makeup, but a crap band is still a crappy band. The most important thing, but we're not too shabby when it comes to entertaining either, so.
You have a little stuff going on during the show.
Yeah, a little subtlety.
The show is every bit as unsubtle, every bit as shocking as it was in 1973, when Paul and Jean, two Jewish kids from New York, first put Kiss together.
How much does it cost to put on a show like this?
We spend about $300,000 a show just on production. If it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing. Lick this.
Overdoing that leaves 60-year-old Jean Simmons in something of a puddle after each show.
Kiss television, baby. Right here.
Who knew that demons wore bathrobes?
This is how we do it.
We found him the next morning in the lobby of his hotel.
Is the feeling of being on stage up on top of that light truss, is it different today than it was 35 years ago?
Yes, it is different. First of all, I'm still scared of heights. The idea of heights and jets and everything else is that I'm not in control.
Kiss has its own Visa card through Bank One.
Gene is in control of a lot. Along with Paul, he owns the rights to all Kiss music, makeup, and merchandise. Nearly 3,000 separate products. Everything from t-shirts to condoms to coffins. He was trying to sell me on a Kiss comic book collection.
Well, it looks like I'm selling you the books, but what I'm really selling you is...
And you will never pass up an opportunity to sell?
Why would you?
You're very committed to Jean Simmons, then.
I am. I'm in the Jean Simmons business.
And how's business?
Business is good and gets better every year.
It's estimated Kiss alone has generated over $500 million since the 70s. But now Gene has his own reality show, Gene Simmons Family Jewels. He even has his own marketing company.
Do you have to still get on stage every night in the makeup?
I'll tell you something. I mean, you can be in business, you can be the Pope. Everybody wants that feeling. Just to spread your arms like this and to suck in that glorious air it's godlike. The Pope doesn't get that high.
The Pope doesn't get this banged up either. Paul Stanley has been through the ringer.
I've had both my rotator cuffs and my shoulders repaired. They've both been torn. My meniscus in both my knees both of those have been torn. I've had a hip replacement.
You're not a kid anymore. Why still drag your ass out of bed and do it?
It's kind of like every time I climb a mountain, I look over and I see another mountain. I go, gee, might be fun to climb that one.
With your hips, you can climb mountains?
I can leap.
Metaphorically, you're speaking.
Metaphorically, yes.
Paul, now married with young kids, says he gave up the extracurriculars of rock and roll long ago and instead has taken up more refined pursuits. That's right, Paul Stanley of Kiss, the screaming star man, is a really successful artist. He sold several $1 million worth of work.
Do you think the works would be as successful if you weren't Paul Stanley from Kiss?
No. There's no denying that my success gets my foot in the door, but you can still slam the door on my foot. Nothing's going to continue to succeed unless there's something valid there.
That could be Kiss's motto, continue to succeed, right next to always be selling. On their private jet flying from Chicago to Minneapolis, the band signed pictures and Gene and Paul signed checks.
You know, for all the detractors, the fact is we'd be crazy to put out merchandise that nobody wants. All we're doing is giving people what they want.
But you do put out a lot of merchandise.
They want a lot.
This tour alone could bring in up to $50 million. Yes, 35 years later, people are still willing to give Kiss the money from their wallets and, well, the shirts off their back.
Is this par for the course here?
Doesn't that happen to you guys?
Not so much for Nightline, but does this...
Yeah, I'm on Nightline.
That's why everybody wants to be a rock star. Presidents want to be rock stars.
Can you sing with us? Sing!
We all might want to rock and roll all night, but only Kiss can do it like this. I'm John Berman for Nightline in Minneapolis.